The Titan tragedy is yet another example of a misinformed and quick-to-pounce system, in this case, our non-stop 24/7 media cycle that convicts and ruins the lives of so many people without any due process. Who said that and why? Let's look into this in this video now. Hi guys, so all of a sudden the mysterious story about the Titan submersible that went down on June 18th and then lost contact with the mothership, the Polar Prince, only after an hour and 45 minutes into the dive, and then a major search started for the vessel. And then on June 22nd, it was announced they found the debris, an implosion had happened, and all 5 passengers on board, including the Oceangate CEO, Stockton Rush, were dead. So the mystery around the story has always been what happened, because there have been so many rumors about the hull and about it like nose diving, about the aft soaking with water, electrical failure. Most likely, definitely the hull imploded because it was made of carbon fiber, and all the experts had warned Stockton Rush, at least since 2018, that this is not suitable for what he is planning there. And then even in shallower dive, the hull has cracked, like made a huge crackling sound. They had to replace the hull once for over $1 million. So Stockton Rush, he lied about many things. So the interesting thing is now, so just on Friday, it was released that there will be a documentary for the 1-year anniversary of the incident, and they have released the sound that has been recorded during the search for the vessel, like a banging sound in intervals, like 30-minute intervals. And they thought for a while that this could be the people in the Titan submersible knocking, giving Morse code, giving SOS signals. So check out my video that I have made about that gives you more information about the sound, because we want to talk about a movie today that they want to release, and they announced that. So not only the documentary, a movie as well. And there are some weird things when I look at what this movie is about and what some of the writers are saying, because they're giving some weird hints. And they're saying the truth is all that matters. And they're hinting that there's something going on. And that is kind of what confuses me, because on the other hand, they're saying that this movie is a fictional depiction of the tragedy on board Oceangate's Titanic-bound submersible Titan, so that this is being put into a movie. So Mind Riot Entertainment is the company that's going to do this. The producer is Brian Dobbins. He has done a movie in 2023 called White Man Can't Jump and The Blackening, and he's teaming up to co-produce the movie with the Mind Riot co-founders Justin McGregor and Jonathan Kesey, who are writing the script. And currently the title for that movie is named Salvaged. But you know, that title can change while movies are in the works. That can change, and they haven't hired, or there are no names for who's going to be the actors or anything. So that not, and they're saying that the movie Salvaged will cover events before, during, and after the tragedy that happened in June last year, and in which, like, the CEO of Oceangate, Stockton Rush, and 4 passengers, 3 of them paying, were on board that controversial Titan submersible, and they were killed. So a thing that is really, really weird, that one of the writer says, Kesey, I have mentioned him just before, his name is Jonathan Kesey. So he has made a statement that I really find strange. He says, that movie that they're working on right now will not only honor all those involved in the submersible tragedy and their families as well, but it will feature and it will serve as a vessel that also addresses a more macro concern about the nature of media today. Okay, let's hear. What is he hinting at? He basically says truth is all that matters. What truth? So is he hinting that something was misrepresented? Or is he hinting at, okay, there was a lot of media commentary about like, how can you be so stupid if you have so much money? Why would you go down there? So the people have been mocked a bit, but that was only like in social media comments and stuff like this. So what else? Everything else is very well documented. The letters have been released that the submersible community has sent to Stockton Rush. Friends have given interviews that they have warned him. You know, it came out that the sub hasn't been tested. That's a fact, right? So I'm wondering what kind of truth he's hinting at, because the whole submersible community basically knew right from the start that this thing is too experimental to bring paying customers on board, and that overall carbon fiber is not suitable for this. And you know, Stockton Rush's plan to go down to the Titanic, it's not that he would have been the first who does this, going down to that depth. James Cameron, when he was preparing for the Titanic movie in 1997, he went down there multiple times. The Mir submersibles that had like a sphere body, submersibles that were made of titanium and steel, went down there multiple times. And the Mir submersibles did carry paying customers to go down to the Titanic. And for my people that are watching from Germany, there's a documentary out where a mother and a son, they were winning a trip to the Titanic, and then a German camera team was following them, making a documentary about this in the 80s. I think before Titanic even came out. So the wreckage was discovered in the 80s. So they went down there with the Mir submersibles. It was cramped, but they went down there, the son and the mother, and nothing ever happened. It has never happened that a hull imploded. So was it really necessary to build something else when the proven technology is out there? And the Titanic has been documented in film. You can sit on your couch and watch the wreckage, right? So what is he hinting at? He says, the truth is all that matters, and the world has a right to know the truth. Always. Not the salacious bait crammed down our throats by those seeking their 5 minutes of fame. He says, life is not black and white, it's complicated, there's nuance, always nuance. Well, was there in the case of Stockton Rush? I mean, so much has come out about how he lied and was covering up the flaws of the sub. At every dive, they had problems. They lost communication with the mothership. They heard crackling sound. They had game controller malfunctions. I don't know if you have seen the documentary of the BBC. They went down with him on a trip. And then the guy who steered the controller, he said, oh my God, because the sub started spinning. They basically lost control. So many incidents, so it was widely known. And, you know, I kind of have doubts that they will find out some more substantial truth that was misreported by now, but it'll certainly be interesting what they find out. But this could always be some bait so that people would go and watch the movie, right? Because that Titan incident has been documented quite a lot. So with everything, and I have made so many videos about everything that has been released. I have a playlist on my channel, so check this out, guys, if you're interested in this topic. And while you're at it, do me a favor and leave this video a like. That would be absolutely awesome. And hey, and if you're interested in that and you haven't yet, please subscribe, because there's more to come. But you know, Maybe if it's a bait that he says the truth matters, but you know what is a little bit controversial is that they're saying this movie is kind of fictional. So which is it? That's kind of what irritates me about this. But since I'm very, very interested in this topic, I probably will watch the movie. We will see. So he further says, quote, "The Titan tragedy is yet another example of a misinformed and quick to pounce system. In this case, our non-stop 24/7 media cycle that convicts and ruins the lives of so many people without any due process." What due process is he talking about? Because if he means Stockton Rush, I don't think they have ruined his life. His life has been ruined by his narcissism and his arrogance, in my opinion, paying customers on this crooked submersible after being warned by experts in the industry, not by one, not by two, not by 10, by the whole submersible industry, verbally and in writing by his best friends who were way more experienced in operating submersibles and going down there. They have warned him as well, but he did not listen. Why didn't he send the sub down multiple times unmanned to test the hull? Because that was a more than experimental hull with a product carbon fiber that was proven not to work in ocean depth. So it's something different if you build an airplane out of that material. That is a total different environment. So why did he take down paying passengers? Because he needed the money, in my opinion. I really think that in this tragedy, the only lives that have been ruined are the lives of these paying customers that went down there in this sub. That are the only lives. Are they lives ruined by former Oceangate members? Yes, definitely, because it was known that Stockton Rush had a temper, and that, you know, if someone didn't comply with his opinion, he was fired, or he really got mad at them. So yes, are they some people where some media people might say they're guilty because they didn't interfere? They were probably scared, but we don't know, and I don't think that any of them has been named by name, and I have really covered this extensively. So far, I haven't seen that anybody's life has been ruined by the media through reporting about this incident. So as I said again, is this a bait to make us watch this video? I'm raising that question. Let me know, guys, what is your opinion? Will you watch that movie? You know, there is this docuseries that's coming out about Oceangate's former mission director, Kyle Bingham, that is also being developed by Mind Riot. And basically right now, the documentary and that movie, they basically share the same title. So that tells us that probably the title will change in the future, either of the documentary or of the movie, or the documentary will be named Salvage the Documentary. But if it's mainly about just Kyle Bingham, who knows? So it is in pre-production, no directors or actors attached to the project so far. And you know, there have been rumors before, basically last summer after the incident happened, that maybe James Cameron would make a movie about this, because everyone thought, well, he has made the Titanic movie and he's been down to the Titanic multiple times, and he has done this really scientifically, so not Hollywood style, really, really thoroughly. So he said he didn't want to do this, right? But, you know, the rumors were dismissed basically shortly after that. And he says, I do not respond to offensive rumors in the media usually, but I need to do that now. And then he wrote on social media, I'm not in talks about an Oceangate film, nor will I ever be. So it seems that he's quite upset about him being mentioned and all that, because when he says, I don't respond to offensive rumors in the media usually, so he felt offended. I wonder why, because if he made a documentary about that, but you know what, maybe he just, you know, he did this so thoroughly, and probably he doesn't want to bash someone else, and he doesn't want to get involved with that because he also thought that it's not probably a good idea what Stockton Rush did, right? It is widely known that many of the top players in the deep submersible engineering community and the deep submersible operators and divers with long-term experience, plus people who went down to the Titanic multiple times, wrote multiple letters and warnings to the Oceangate CEO saying that what Oceangate is doing is too dangerous and it's not safe to carry paying passengers, and that it needs to be certified. But Stockton Rush has basically said, he didn't certify it, and he was kind of narcissistic and above it all. And I think he was really convinced that this is so great, but on the other side, money was needed. So paying customers paid up to $250,000, and he was chasing them quite aggressively to get them into the sub. I have made a video about this. There was a father and a son who almost took the place of the father and son that died in the incident, the Dawoods. But the son did some research and said to his dad, hey, no, I don't want to go. That's not safe. So they didn't go. When they later heard about the incidents, of course, you're baffled, right? You're like, wow, that could have been us. So there's a video about this in my playlist. So I don't know, guys. Let me know, what do you think? Is this movie worth watching? Do you think there'll be any news released, especially since they are saying that it will be a fictional depiction of the tragedy? I don't know. I really don't know, because the investigations are still ongoing and they haven't really released any results of the investigation. They're also looking into the fact if there's going to be a lawsuit, if someone can be held responsible from what's left from Oceangate. Oceangate has ceased operations right after the incident. So Stockton Rush, the CEO, and he was basically the main guy that held all that together. He died, and Paul-Henri Nargeolet, an experienced guy, he went down to the Titanic. He died on board. So rumors are that he had mental problems because he separated with his wife. Was he suicidal? Who knows? He once said in an interview, if they go down there, it's better that they go with me because I'm experienced. Maybe he was so fascinated by the Titanic that he felt the draw and the urge to go down there again. We don't know. He seemed to be a very decent guy. It's just always you wondering, why didn't he stop it that innocent tourists would come on board? And I know many of you say, well, they signed the waiver, they knew. Watch my video, he lied about what was not in the waiver, and how they kind of manipulated people's minds thinking, oh, NASA has kind of certified this or was involved in building this. Boeing was involved and many other name-carrying companies. So the Titan left from the lot of the Marine Institute in Canada. They could have prevented this had they taken the effort to vet the sub, but they didn't. One of their students was even on board the Polar Prince when the accident happened. So check out my video about that because there's more to the story. So a lot of weird coincidences, and so I don't know. While I'm even talking, I don't know if I want to see that movie or not. But it'll certainly probably be entertaining. Will it give us new, correct information? The more I think about it while I'm making this video, actually, I have my doubts. I seriously have my doubts. I will release another video about that topic because there has been another interview that is quite interesting. So stay tuned, guys. Click the notification bell. So I'm giving you a little bit of a teaser so that maybe that is enough for you to subscribe and click the notification bell. But you will really see that video very, very soon. So the volcano in Iceland hasn't erupted. There was a magma intrusion, which which is kind of, if you want to describe it as an underground eruption, it didn't come to the surface. So interesting things going on there. I have a playlist about that as well. Of course, I keep every one of you updated about this too. My channel is named On the Pulse with Silky. If there's something interesting going on that I think is worth mentioning, I will do so, guys. So thank you very much for your ongoing support, for your beautiful comments. I really, really appreciate that from my heart, and I hope to see you very, very soon in my next video, guys. You're great. Stay safe. See you soon. Bye bye.